Monday, April 27th, 2015. This is the Todd vlog. Hi, everybody. Coming to you, shooting the first vlog from my new home. We just moved about a week and a half ago, and so we are trying to get settled in. Got boxes over there, got books on the bookshelf, stuff kind of laying around. Love the new house. I've got this kind of cool space out here that I can work in. And so I wanted to shoot a little video, a little vlog, but this one's more worship related. So not too long ago, I read this really interesting blog post by a guy named Zach Hicks, who was talking about the impact that EDM is having on songwriting, and specifically worship songwriting, songs that the church is singing, that EDM is having this pretty profound impact on the way we're writing and recording and performing songs in church. It's a really great article. I'll link it in the info below. One of the points that's just kind of been going around in my head that Zach makes, although he makes it much more profoundly than I'll be able to sort of recount it here. But one of the interesting things about EDM, if you listen to any of it, and you could, even if you don't, you could listen to just one or two songs and you would find this to be true, that form of music is really doing something very, very different in that the lift of the song, the biggest parts of the song, the hook, whatever you want to call that, it typically is an instrumental thing. So you have this song and it's progressing along and it builds into this huge thing, like in big explosion of sound and synthesizers, all that stuff. And occasionally they're singing over that, but for the most part, it's really an instrumental thing. One of probably the most popular examples right now is the song "God's Great Dance Floor," which is a Martin Smith, Chris Tomlin song, which follows that sort of path. And there is a little bit of a chorus there, but for the most part, it's an instrumental kind of jumping off point. Worship Central has one. I can't remember the name of it, but there's a popular one that's happening over in the UK. And the Hillsong Young and Free album has quite a lot of that. And the reason I think worship leaders need to be thinking about that is I do think we need to be careful as we pick songs that we still protect the integrity of the lyric. When we get God's people together for corporate worship, it can be diverse and nuanced. And like I said, I'm not saying that these big instrumental hooks of songs are bad, but I do think you have to sort of lay that over what's good about corporate worship and what's healthy about corporate worship. And so corporate worship can really be sort of defined in sort of two kinds of responses, two kinds of things that we do. Now that may feel like it's very simplistic, but just hear me out. When we get together to sing and to pray and to read Scripture, corporate worship is either declarative or reactive. There are portions of worship that are declarative. We're saying something about God. We are saying something very doctrinal, very theological. It's very declarative. It's also very evangelistic to say, this is who God is. This is how He works. This is what happens when He takes over your life and He saves you and He redeems you. There's the declarative. And then there's also the reactive. This is the response. That is, God, we're grateful for what You've done. Thank You. We love You. We adore You. We worship You. Now, the sad part is that sometimes churches are just one of those. Maybe you've experienced that. Maybe you've been to a church that was all declarative. And it was just all stuff about God. It was all very theological. It was all very doctrinal and foundational. All of that, but had no sort of opportunity for you to respond to that and sort of say anything back to God. There are churches and worship services that are that. And then there are churches that are pure reaction. It's just from song one. It's just, we love You, we love You, we love You. We love You. You've done great things. A good, healthy worship service will have both of those things. And I'm not sure that an instrumental hook provides a way for either one of those. It really doesn't. I mean, so maybe people shout, Maybe they jump up and down. But as a worship pastor, you're not giving them an opportunity to either declare something or respond to something. That's not to say that's a bad thing, but I think as a worship leader, you've always got to be thinking about what's the point of this song. What's the point of this song? And so if you've got a song that has this dance jam in the middle of it, then you sort of call that for what it is. It's not to say it's a bad song, but you go, okay, well, we've got this sort of this space carved out in the set that's neither declarative or reactive. And so you have to plan a set around that so that you still give people an opportunity to do both of those things. A set of just that EDM dance breakdown, I don't even know what you call it, that sort of instrumental party, the dance thing, a service of entirely that is just a concert. It's just a dance. And so while I think that dance is absolutely a beautiful response in worship, I don't think a corporate worship service needs to be all that. And so just my encouragement to you as you're planning things, it's very easy to sort of get, infatuated with, oh, listen to all these new songs. Listen to this, this is great. We can let our keyboard player do this this techno thing. Just be wise. Just be wise. And just remember, you're planning a whole set. And your job is to sort of feed your people and lead them well and give them lots of opportunities to declare and to react. To be perfectly honest, it's not even that new of a thing. Back in the day when Toddy Rowe was leading worship, we had a little song that we sang called "Sing Like the Saved," which was kind of a nothing song. The favorite part was that everybody went na 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 na, and that was it. Not declarative, not reactive, just kind of fun. So fun moments are fine. You need the fun moments, but just be wise in how you organize your service. I'm interested to know what you guys think. Maybe some of you do some of those songs that have that, and love to know if you found that to be difficult. Is it a challenge to do that sort of song right up against something that's maybe a little more doctrinal, or how does the sort of worship reactive thing work with that? So anyway, if you've got thoughts, I'd love to know your experience with doing this sort of new style of worship song.